Hi and welcome to the show again. Today we are looking at these three drones. We've got the DJI Mini 2 SE to consider, the DJI Mini 3 Pro to consider, and the DJI Mini 3. These are the three most popular drones as in the sort of early mid 2023, and I know they'll probably bring out, as soon as I make a decision, if I go for the 3 they'll bring out the 4 the next day, but that's just the way it is. You have to make decisions, and some of you come here today to join me on the journey. What drone would you buy at this time? It's really down to your expectations. I've already said to you, I don't think the Fly More packages are worth it. You get an extra battery. 9 times out of 10 you'll only use one battery when you go out to get a nice few sort of city shots and things. If you think you're going to do really heavy drone use, go for it. If we feel that the one battery is not enough, we'll just get another battery, but they'll try to get you into buying the Fly More package. I'd say don't bother. Yeah, I'm not going to get sponsorship from DJI, that's for sure. Of these three at the moment, just give me a minute. Let's set up this controller and come back to me. So I've killed that. I'm not going to set this up. It wants your inside leg measurement and all your account and contact information. And I'm not sure. I haven't decided. We've got to think this one through together. You, me, and Michelle. It's tricky. And I think Michelle sort of said to me, probably she liked, and I like, this little SE. It is beautiful, and it feels a little more plasticky in build than this one, although they both feel a little plasticky, very lightweight, but I think that's to do with keeping it under those regulation weights. Let me just fold the three up. I'm going to say off the bat, I'm not sure the Mini 3 is for me. I think if I was going to make a choice, I'll just get some confirmation from Michelle, but I don't think at 850 Australian dollars to 1200, that the fact that you're not getting this kind of groovy controller and you're not getting full obstacle avoidance, and there was something else on here as well, I can't quite remember, but I think this has got a few more features. I think the lens might be a little better as well. I don't think it's worth it. But $1,200 or $600, and this thing is tiny. It's beautiful. Let's just turn them around so they're both facing that way. But with this one, you're not getting the obstacle avoidance, so you've got to be careful when you're flying it. It's got smaller size batteries. Now, does that matter? These batteries in the Pro, and the Mini 3 are bigger. They're very light, by the way. I think actually I might have to weigh them again. So all bar a feather, they're the same weight. This one feels heavier because I think it's more dense. But one of the things that we might concern ourselves with is this is clearly going to be the new shape of the upcoming batteries, I would imagine. So if you buy extra 1 or 2 batteries for the Mini 2 SE, you could be stuck with batteries you're going to have to sell with the SE if you decide to upgrade in the future. Whereas if you buy some extra batteries for the Mini 3 Pro, you could actually keep those batteries, sell the Mini 3 Pro if you decide to upgrade, and you'd be able to use those on a later model. Now that is a punt, it's a gamble, it might not be the fact. The other big difference that we have to consider is these two controllers. This one is bulkier, this one is more compact. However, you know, we've said this one you don't need to use your phone. It's got this lovely little screen on here, and it feels lighter. By the time you now let's do it. Most people have got a modest size mobile phone, so let's put a mobile phone in there. So now, with your phone in there, this is a lot heavier to use. Now clearly you've got your phone in your pocket anyway, but it's a lot heavier and it's physically quite a bit bigger. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's just reminded me also, and I probably should have said this in the earlier videos, the Mini 3 Pro is 4K video. It doesn't really bother me because I'm probably not going to film in 4K, and the Mini 2 SE is, I think, 2.7K. I'll pop that on the screen if I'm wrong, but at 2.7K at 60 frames a second, so you get those sort of slow-mo videos. On the Mini 3 Pro, I'm a hopeless tech reviewer, but on the Mini 3 Pro you get 4K, and I think it's also 4K at 60 frames per second, so you can get higher quality. You've also got a slightly bigger sensor in the Mini 3 Pro, so it's a better sensor for doing low light. So if you're going out in the evening time and you're flying stuff when dusk is there, you're going to get much better video raw footage than you would if you were on the SE. Having said that, you know, these are much better than the Mavics that we used to have, and they did a damn good job of filming pretty much everything we wanted to. So I don't think that's something I need to consider greatly. What I do need to consider is I'll need a cable to go in the side of my phone. This one is working out of the box. I need to make sure my phone is charged, which it generally is anyway, but with this one I just have to make sure the controller is charged. What else is there? What are you erring towards, Michelle?
Probably the Pro. I was always going for the SE, but seeing them now and seeing that controller, and there's not much difference between the two.
Physically.
Size physically. Batteries with the Pro are probably the better option. So unfortunately, I'm going for the Pro.
Yeah, Michelle didn't want to spend the extra money, and I understand that. I mean, sometimes this tech, you buy it and you just drag it around the world with you and you never use it. To be honest, if you really do want to go for a drone and you've never had one before, I'd go for the SE and give it a try, because if you don't get a lot of use out of it, you could probably sell the SE in 5 or 6 months and easily get $400 back from it, maybe 300 US dollars, and then invest that into the latest Pro that comes out. Absolutely, you could sell it. I've done that in the past, and people will still pay close to full retail for even second-hand drones. So, and likewise with the Mini 3 Pro, chances are 6 to 8 months from now, if we decide it's not right for us, we could probably sell it for at least 80% of what we bought it for. You might want to disagree with that, but I know that from experience that is often the case. I'm not going to say what decision we're making at the moment. Michelle and I are going to have a talk about this in upcoming videos. We've got some fantastic trips planned this year. You will see some more fancy drone shots, and we'll have another talk about these. Maybe in a month or so I'll do an update as to what we went for and whether we thought it was the right choice. But if you enjoy the channel and you enjoy what we're doing, you know, hang around. We'll be using the drone this year. We kind of got in the habit of not using the drone. I found it a little bit sort of dull. Sometimes people overuse the drones. Please don't if you're a content creator, don't overuse the drones. Certainly don't chuck it up and just put some fancy pants music on the background of it. At least talk over it, involve people in the video you're talking about. Drone footage is all a little bit passé now. Everybody's seen it. Use it creatively. A nice little unit. For me, sadly, though it is beautiful, this Mavic 3, I'm trying to think of examples of why you might want this particular drone. You can get this drone, for instance, with this controller. They sell it, but it brings this very close to the price of the Mavic 3 Pro, and then you're getting the full obstacle avoidance, and I think you've got upgraded cameras on there as well. And this still feels like a brick compared to this one, and I think we've already established there's not much difference. It's maybe about 8 or 9 grams, but it just feels more dense. Like I say, I am not a tech reviewer. I'm not planning to do tech reviews. And for regular viewers out there, you might say, well, why are you changing the drone? You already have a Mavic Pro, Steve. I've seen beautiful videos of you out in the outback of Australia. It's the weight issue. There are very few countries now that we go to where we can fly the Mavic Pro because it's too heavy. So we need to get down to these much lighter weight drones, and even then we have to be careful where we can fly them. And I do miss not flying the drone. So anyway, take care from us here in Australia, soon to be somewhere really cool. elsewhere in the world. Not that Australia isn't cool, of course, but soon to be on our travels again. Loved you all, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Now, I do appreciate that these are done for security reasons so they don't turn on by mistake in your bag, but I couldn't work out for the life of me just how to turn this controller on. Here's how you do it. You've got to press it once and then press and hold a second time, and that will turn the controller on. It's a good little security. It's probably go through the setup now, but what language? So we go into, we'll tap English and go next. Do you disagree or agree with the terms of service? Well, you know, that's a given. They're not going to let you use it unless you agree.